Griffen. Griffin says, my mom's an addict. That's what he says. She feels high. When she does all this work with us, she gets really high. And then, like, when it's not around, or she can't feel it, and she needs more of it to feel high again, just like an addict. She's an addict to the dead.
Right.
He was maybe in a few other ways, but especially to this one.
Right.
Griffin's just talking. Do we just roll with it? We're rolling with it? Okay. Go back, Griffin. It was one of the things that I wanted to bring up. Finding more ways to get both of you, so he's talking to you and Dylan, to have more confidence in your ability to connect with me. He says the worst kind of communication is grapevine communication. Grapevine. Right, where somebody's, you repeat it. Yeah, no, I got it. It's happening right now. It's happening right now because I'm monkey in the middle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie's monkey in the middle. Oh, he's going back to, what did you call him? The seaside medium?
The seatbelt psychic.
Seatbelt, seaside. So close.
Thomas John. Seatbelt psychic. We both tanked after that too.
How did he get that name?
He has a new TV show that people get in his
Oh, in his car?
And he tells, it says, "Do you believe in psychics or mediums?" And then he'll tell them a little something, like Lyft or something, like a taxi cab driver.
Griffin, irresponsible. They're all chatting about this. I've never heard of the guy. I meant to research him when you sent the text, but he said,
I'm glad Griff's talking about this because we both tanked for days.
He says, and that's a sign right there that you're dealing with someone who doesn't communicate just with using our energy and our words from a different source. He is using it from off of you. So how he reads is much like a psychic does, where he gets into your psyche and he uses your energy and your vibrations to get the information, and he'll just piece it together the way that it falls the easiest.
Right.
And he includes his needs and his story in it. So he's not really successfully neutral when he delivers messages.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes to Dylan's point. This guy, when he thinks of himself being a professional athlete, he was always told that's not the best route to go. That just leads to drugs. It just leads to a lot of difficulty. And so he put the twist on it for you, Dylan, that it's not the best route. Like there's some other route. But that was just the story that he had been told.
Right. I thought about that too.
Griffin says, no matter who you're talking to, he's pointing at me as well. I'm in that as well. Remember. He says, if it doesn't feel good when you hear it, and it's not, just say fluffy. Doesn't make you feel fluffy? Warm and fuzzy. Sorry. My bad. See, grapevine right there. Can go wrong. If it's not making you warm and fuzzy, or it's not holding your attention as I'm expanding your bandwidth, if you feel like you're getting hit with the information and hit and just pushed on, that's when you need to stop a session with anyone. He goes, I don't care if it's the person on the corner of the street, has a shingle out palm readers, or if it's Jamie, if it's someone famous, you just go, that's enough right there. Thanks. Close it down.
Griffin, does that hurt your feelings when you see that we're hurt by something that said that it's being said that you said that?
No, it pisses him off more than it hurts.
Right.
It makes him upset. Yeah, because I can't just like walk into the room and go,
Right. That's
"Oh,
not what happened.
translation gone bad." That's not exactly what I said. Go,
Right.
turn the lights on. It's over. Um,
Right.
he says and he says I'm more concerned. There are other people that don't have an extended resource afterwards. So when they leave, they're so confused. And then they develop all these new thoughts and beliefs around what they were told because they want to believe that the medium had the absolute end all truth and fact. And he says all of this needs to be taken just like who I was when I was living. If I told you, shit is actually green, why? Do that. You wouldn't believe me. You'd
Right.
you'd school me. You'd go, actually, son, shit is brown.
Right.
Different colors of brown, but
Right.
what did you just say? Unless on St. Patrick's Day and you drink a ton of green beer.
He's being silly.
I would love if anybody has done that and their poop turned green.
Right. So funny.
That might be the next thing in my search engine.
Right. Right.
But he says, you didn't take everything I said to you in person as a fact. I may know a little bit more now. And if I realize that you're not understanding what I'm saying and I need you to learn it, I'm going to tell you again and again and again. And I'm going to wait for you to learn it. I'm not going to push you and say you've got to get it, even if you don't understand it. But it's
Right.
just not cool because these, quick sessions with psychics that aren't super grounded or neutral,
Right.
he says it's giving people some good answers, but then there's like one or two things that are off, and then these people just go and they scrap everything. So for those that are getting the sessions and are
Mm-hmm.
wanting to keep getting sessions, just take everything as a grain of salt and then process it as it happens in your life. Don't make it don't sorry, don't prioritize it over your head and make it the end all be all.
Right. That's what I was trying to work it out in my head on the way home with Bill is like, I know your brother loves you and he's hurt my feelings before. And thank God we have Jamie to talk to. Like when Jamie, Bill Griffin had said one time, I can be some part of an asshole one time, like somewhat of and then I just tripped on that till the next time we talk because I wanted to know what percentage of asshole do you think I am? Because it was when Griffin first passed away and he could hear all my thoughts. Like that bitch has a fat ass as she walks by or whatever I'm thinking. And I was wondering if he thought I was a decent person, like a good person, It was tripping with me. Every random thought I had, I was like, oh my God, Griff hears every thought I have that I can't even control. And so I remember it hurt my feelings when he said that, and then we cleared it up. But I was like to Dylan, that is dangerous what happened because I had you to reach out to, but he totally tanked and I tanked because I was like, whew, that just came out of nowhere. But I saw it as it transpired. Dylan was kind of reluctant, like, I don't know. He just wanted to hear it from someone besides Jamie to see if everything we've been hearing is true. You just want to confirm because to us, we don't see and we don't, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Whatever. And this guy is really good at names, Jamie. So it's like he gets your attention. He didn't say Griffin, but he'll say names like he said Marianne, like he'll say names like really cool. So he gets your attention. But when he said that, we both spun and it was the end of the talk. So we couldn't clear it up. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is terrible because we're so sensitive. And I was like, I know your brother wouldn't want to hurt you, Dill. And he wouldn't be telling you all this about baseball and then tell you to scrap it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense. But to us, it's like our whole world's come crashing in between Eric and Griff and family and everything. So it's like, oh my God, we just were like no way Griff means that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I texted you, Jamie, because I was like, oh boy, Tuesday couldn't come soon enough.
Yeah, because he definitely did not say that. He said the only thing he brought up, he feels that Thomas could have put his kind of like twist on, is that, even if you decide to walk away from baseball, there's still more to be had. Like,
Right.
it's, it's not a live or die situation if you do it. But
Right.
Griffin is 100% in on you doing baseball. And I
Right.
love that he told the other guy that he would open doors for you, because it's exactly what he's been saying and doing, and it's very neat.
And then so it was like he said all that positive stuff, like Griffin said he'd open doors. And then there's part of Griff that I was like wondering, is Griff getting mad because we keep testing Griff? Like he was like, at first Thomas John said that he said, Griffin wants to know why you want to talk about this. You've talked about it before. Does Griff get annoyed that we're testing him? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He throws his arms out. He goes, I get it.
We're
He goes,
human.
come on. If I was in the same seat as you, he goes, I would be asking different people.
Even with Jesus, they ask questions. And then Griff thought he was funny. He told everybody I wanted to bang Jesus.
Yeah, that was really weird. Just came out of nowhere.
I was like, Griff, way to make me uncomfortable in front of 8 people. I was like, oh my God. He stopped and he goes, was he really funny? And then he talked about high up. Griff, you've never talked to us about this, Jamie, but he said he sees levels and that Griff is very, very high up and very powerful. And then Griff said that my mom wants to bang Jesus.
He says, you do think he's hot.
I do. I thought it was funny. No, in the pictures I've seen him. It's fine as well.
He says, especially that young girl who does the artist work
Uh-huh.
and documented that Jesus has blue eyes, not brown eyes.
Right?
He's hot.
Right.
Griff says he'd be a good hipster these days.
Yeah.
He'd be right on par with that movement.
Yeah. So you didn't like Thomas John, Griff, or you do, or you don't, or it's not like that?
He goes, no, it's not like that. I liked him. I would just, if I'm critiquing, I'd like him to be a little bit more neutral and not put his experiences in on it. And I really don't even think he's aware that he does it, because it just happens so fast.
Right.
So he translates really fast.
Yeah, I agree, because I watched Dylan's energy ask the question, and Dylan seemed like he was wavering whether to play baseball or not to me. And I was like, he's reading your energy. I can see it. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to explain that to Dill, and I don't know if Dylan just wanted to make the question seem as blank as possible because he's testing Thomas John. You know what I mean? See if that's Griffin. You know?
Test away.
Yeah. But is that the reason? Is that the reason why he didn't come through? Like, we went to a reading of a group reading, and Griffin didn't come through, and my mom didn't come through. And then they did come through when we went for the 8 people, because you're guaranteed a reading. Is that the reason he didn't come through the first time? Because I don't know why he didn't come through the first time.
He says, because he's just not my top pick.
Okay, got you. Got you. That's what I felt. Griffin didn't come through for James Prague either.
That's what we felt, so we went again.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He goes, that's what we felt, so we had to go again to make sure that was what we felt.
That's a nicer way to put it than saying, you know.
It was Anna and Kelly that wanted to do it, so I was like, okay.
He said same with James Van Prague.
I didn't care for him. His energy. I didn't care for his energy. But Teresa Caputo, Griffin came through in front of, like, the first or second person through in front of 3,000 people both times. She's changed too, though.
He liked her. Why did my computer keep dinging? He liked her when he did work with her
Right,
because she was easy to manipulate.
right,
And so he could get a lot across real easy.
right. But then the second time he got in trouble for shooting her the bird or shooting me the bird, and she didn't think that was funny.
Yeah, it was to you.
Uh-huh. And so he didn't get to talk for a while. He got sent to the back of the line, back of the line.
That was fun.
And not funny.
Food for thought for another day.
Yeah.
Might be fun if we have a list of psychics and we go down and explain how they work.
Okay.
And then you can like publish that or challenge other people to put their insights on it as well.
Okay.
Because we're all
That
going to
would be
experience each psychic differently.
It is weird, huh? Yeah. It's like, do you go with AT&T? Do you go with Verizon?
Or T-Mobile.
Right, exactly.
What do you do?
Right, exactly.